the most important part of my job is not just cleaning, because anybody can clean, but somebody just needs to hear something good sometimes. Some people up there by themselves and don't have no visitors and nobody like that. So somebody want to hear a kind word or something nice. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, I love to clean." No, I'm a people person. So it's being around the people and cheering them up. That's where my heart is at. I have had difficult patients that have cussed me out. They might be having a bad day. I don't know what the doctor might have told them. They might have got bad news. They might be bad on with their life. The way they reacting to me, I can't react back. So I usually just say, "It's okay. I see you having a bad day. This too shall pass. I'm going to say a prayer for you." When I go up on the floor, it's something that a patient done said to me, made me laugh, or done cheered my spirit up. And I let them know that. I said, "You know what? I needed that. You cheered me up." And they were like, "Oh, Teresa, I cheered you." I'm like, "Yes, believe it or not, you cheered me up." And they were like, "No, you cheer me up." And I say, "No, you cheer me up." So we've been back and forth laughing at each other and stuff like that. At the end of the shift, my last room, I just say, "Lord, thank God I made it through." I set up my cart for tomorrow. I just thank God. I say, "You made it through another day. I'm just going to start this day over tomorrow." And that's that.
Sometimes I stand on an imaginary bridge looking far out into the unknown's waters and skies. I know there's something else out there for me, something on the other side of that rainbow, something I can't see yet. Maybe it's a place where I'm not tired anymore, where my hands don't ache with exhaustion, and I have my own roof over my head, and my family is no longer in disarray. Or maybe it's a place of spiritual understanding and compassion. How good it would feel to have something more in my life. These hands, with so much mileage on them, are long, long overdue. I've always liked cleaning. I've been doing it all my life. Growing up, cleaning my room, doing the dishes, wiping down walls, baseboards. I'd stand back and say, not a bad job. Love that fresh smell in the air. Later, I cleaned in hotels, but I've always wanted to clean in a hospital. The pay is better. And I was curious. I like to listen to people's stories, and I'm always willing to help. My life hasn't always been so clean, though. I blocked out a lot of memories of the childhood abuse. And for a long time, I buried the truth about my own addiction. I got pregnant in the 12th grade. I never passed my GED back then. After a while, it seemed not to matter anymore. My first son, who's now 46, he's the oldest of 6 children. I also have 18 grand and 5 great-grands. And to support myself, I did housekeeping. I cleaned in hotels all over the city, as well as Jersey. But through the years, I lost myself. I functioned well enough, though. But I hid my addiction from everyone until one day, my 15-year-old daughter found out. I could have melted when I saw the look on her face. I was so ashamed, so embarrassed. I went to rehab that same night. I went to Episcopal Hospital, and I sat in that waiting room all night long. Finally, in the morning, there was a room for me. All told, it took me 3 years to get clean. I felt dirty for the longest time. But in the end, I had to come clean to get clean. Now when I see people with addictions in the hospital, it's overwhelming for me sometimes. I see them and I say, that could have been me before I got clean. I worked at a hospital in West Philly a little more than 6 years. At first, they had me in the ER. When I saw my first gunshot victim, I almost fainted from all the blood. One time after working in radiology, I had to clean after an all-day surgery. There was blood all over the floor. When I saw it, I was shocked. But you have to find the inner strength to do what needs to be done. A few years ago, I met an elderly white couple. The wife was the patient. Her husband never left her side. I stopped to visit her every shift. When she passed, I didn't know what to do with my grief. Everybody has their own way of grieving death. For doctors and nurses, they see it all the time. But no one teaches us how to grieve on the job. The doctors and nurses may see death, but many of them don't see us. Some of them look right through us, like we're invisible, or the lowest of the low. I make them acknowledge me. For the most part, I try not to let them take me off my square. So when I stand on my imaginary bridge and I pray to my God, I ask to see what's ahead for me, to soothe all the chaos in my life, to make my life more meaningful, to heal the wounds in my family, to one day use these tired hands to heal.
These hands are weak, but strong.
Hip, held, and bent. Welcomes everyone. Hold on tight. Take care of everybody. Have forgiven.
It's indestructible.
Appreciate life. Through the thick and the tired. Are mighty. Are tender.
Will fight to the finish.
These hands clean.
These hands clean.
These hands clean. These hands clean. These hands clean. These hands clean.
These hands clean. During COVID, we were essential one moment and afterthought the next. I'm essential one day,
And afterthought the next,
I'm essential one day.
and afterthought the next. I wish somebody would see me.
Please give me the strength.
I just cleaned that.
I'm essential one day,
And afterthought the next,
I'm essential one day.
and afterthought the next.
There was a big party for the nurses and leftovers for us.
I keep getting sick since doing this job.
Somebody, please pray for me.
Did you really need to leave that trash by the trash can? I'ma send you one day.
And afterthought the next,
I'ma send you one day.
and afterthought the next.
That bathroom is nasty.
I'm cleaning it as fast as I can.
Our job is to keep you safe from infections.
Without us, this hospital won't get clean, because we are
Essential.
Recently, before my mother died, I told her I was going to be in this production. Man, she was so happy and so proud. She turns to me and she says, then baby, you go and you tell your story. So this is for her. I've lived and seen a lot in my life. My mom, she was only 13 when she had me. I've watched her do drugs. I've seen her con people and rob people right in front of me. We lived in abandoned crack houses with no water, no electricity, no food. We had no heat. I've watched people overdose and die. I lived in group homes and foster homes. And we sat outside, closed, sheltered doors. But I was also there for the beautiful birth of my baby girl. I had to grow up hard and fast and teach myself to be a man so I could survive through my mom's addictions. A lot of people ain't make it through that. The system, the system taught me things, taught me people, taught me who really cared. I can walk up to you right now, shake your hand, and tell what type of person you are. For me, that's my superpower. As the oldest, I had to hustle young. One of my first under-the-table jobs was at good old Veterans Stadium. Man, we picked up trash out of the aisles, the seats, ran trash. Then I grew up, started cleaning garages, cafeteria work, construction, you name it. I've cleaned inside and out. I didn't graduate high school, but I did get my GED. You learn a lot about people through their trash, whether it be nasty, dirty, gross, or even toxic. Being a cleaner, I say it's harder than being a doctor, president. We as cleaners, we deserve recognition. We as cleaners, we deserve our own national holiday. I mean, I've been cleaning for over 35 years. And still, I am at the bottom of the food chain. I really didn't want to clean in a hospital. Nah. I was afraid of the ER, the sickness, the death. I had to numb myself to clean. But then my mom got sick. My sister got sick. And I myself had 2 heart attacks within 11 days. Something like that can change your perspective. For me, it made me want to clean more for the doctors so they can focus on their jobs. It made me want to clean more for the patients and those who really don't have nobody. I remember there was a lady. She was smoking in one of my bathrooms I cleaned. Sign on the door, big as day, please don't smoke. Man, I wanted to go and bust her for the disrespect. But as I was coming around the bend, I saw this lady sitting in a window with a blanket tightly wrapped around her, staring. I had to slow myself down and check myself. Wrong. Be gentle. She could be going through something. So I walked up to her and I said, look, sweetheart, you can't be smoking in the building. You jeopardize everything and everybody. She looked at me and she said, I love you. Thank you for coming to me first. I tell you, you never know what a person go through. Be gentle, be considerate, be kind. I was estranged from my mom for a while. But then my daughter was born, and I took her to go see her. I let her embrace her. I let her love all on her. But at this time, I had to show tough, tough love. So I turned to my mom. I said, yes, Mom, embrace her, love on her now. But if you don't get yourself together, you will never see us again. I had to be tough. I had to. I always thought that she would die in the streets as an addict. But she took that, and she got up, and she got herself together and got sober and became the grandparent to the next generation and a mother that she wished she could have been to us early on. I tell you, there's nothing like a battle to strengthen and soothe your soul. My mom, she came a very, very long, long way for her curtain call. And every day I miss her, and I am so proud of her. I love you, Mom. I don't think or dream of becoming an important person. Nah. My goal is to be humble with life. I don't have no PhDs, no masters, no bachelors. I make an okay paycheck. I'm able to take care of my own. But if I never become a millionaire, but have a roof over my head and food on my table, I'm good with that. With all this pressure that's been put upon me, one day I may just turn into that diamond. But until then, I guess I'll keep cleaning for the rest of my life. But I'm okay with that. I'm getting used to people coming in, seeing the cleanliness and smelling the freshness and saying to themselves, yup, Jerome's been here today. I wake up every morning to do those special things. I go to work to sanitize everything. Push a broom, swing 'em up, daily duties that will never stop. Where's the appreciation? Understand my situation. When the struggle's real, you gotta pay those bills, but God keeps me still. 'Cause I'm a diamond. I'm a diamond. They say that diamonds come from pressure. And I know as I work my life for better, it gets really tough when you don't make enough and your focus runs astray. I have a purpose, I know I do. As shards of earth turns to diamonds, I need respect now for my dignity, and God knows I do. Oh, I'm a diamond. I'm a diamond. We are diamonds.
Hello, I'm Shimona. I'm proud to say I have 3 grown sons who I raised as a single mom, living in the projects on a housekeeping salary, and didn't lose any of them to the streets. They are my everything. I've been cleaning my whole life. It started when I was young, scrubbing the steps down, cleaning the bathroom, stove, and the baseboards. I'll do it when everyone was asleep. During the week, I was mommy while mommy was at work. I'll cook fried chicken, greens, macaroni, and salmon patties. My mother would leave messages on the tape recorder telling me what to do step by step, and then I go clean. Later, I became a mom of 3 boys. When they were young, we lived on welfare and moved place to place before we ended up in the projects down North Philly. I was finally able to get myself off of welfare by working as a housekeeper. Some people say, can no one raise 3 boys alone? But I've been blessed. I prayed a lot. I called his name all day long. And I would pray, help me, help me. I'm tired of struggling. I still work 2 jobs. I go from one 8-hour shift to the next. And I didn't want to work in the hospital. I am an emotional person. Seeing all the pain and sickness affects me. Most people don't see us. We're invisible, but I'm a people person. I introduce myself and say, hi, I'm Shimona, the housekeeper. At the hospital, even though it's not my job, I greet people when they come in. And sometimes I say, what are you sad for? You gotta think positive. And sometimes I hug them. I've been at one job for 8 years and one job for 20. I started on discharges, then emergency. I would see people come in with gunshot wounds. I seen whole bodies burnt. And sometimes babies come in and don't even make it. You end up cleaning up a whole lot of stuff. You don't know what you're getting yourself into because of the germs. One day I was talking to this patient. When I left the room, the bell went off. He died. 1 minute he was here, and the next he was gone. I cried and left the floor. And the nurses had to console me. You see too much in the hospital. But it's sad how housekeeping get paid the lowest. We clean up blood, urine, then we sanitize it. We're the ones cleaning up the mess. And we do it because it's a job. But we should all come together as one. One team, one mission. My boys have finally grown up to be incredible men. One went into the military and is now a Philadelphia police officer. My other two are postal workers. They're my whole world. Knowing my boys are safe and I didn't lose any of them to the streets means I accomplished a whole lot as a mother. Cleaning is my job. It's also my hobby. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I clean. The next 25 years, I want to own my own cleaning business and work less. I'm tired, but the man above keeps me going. Most nights, I don't get enough sleep. When morning comes, I lay back down. And I don't need the clock to tell me what time it is. So whatever time the clock says, it's tired time.
Whatever time the clock says, it's tired time. Whatever time the clock says, it's tired time. Whatever time, whatever time, whatever time, whatever time, whatever time the clock says, it's tired time. Whatever time the clock says, it's tired time. Whatever time the clock says, it's tired time. Whatever time, whatever time, whatever time, whatever time, whatever time the clock says, it's tired time. It's tired time. It's tired time. It's
This is my story when I worked in a trauma bay in 2006. I'm Constance Turner, and I worked as an EVS worker for 15 years. I've cleaned in the ER, the trauma bay, and up on patient floors. I love cleaning, and I was good at my job. If my body had allowed me to, I would still be there. I've been cleaning since I was a little girl. Every time we visit grandma, I would ask, "Can I sweep down your steps?" I love cleaning with a broom. I clean for all the friends, my godmother, all the elderlies. It made me feel good to know that I could help. But between there and my late adult life, I fell down a dark hole. I know what it is to be homeless. I know what it is to be in an addiction and to survive domestic abuse. I know what it is to live in poverty and to lose it all. And the worst of it all, I was like Jerome's mother. I lived in an abandoned house with no heat and no electricity. One night, up in my addiction, I seen death coming for me. I dropped to the floor and I prayed to God, "God, I don't want to die like this." A neighbor had once told me when I was ready for help to knock on her door. That night I did. I went to rehab for 12 months. I came from a welfare to work program. The first day I walked in the doors of the hospital, I knew this where I was supposed to be. I had the biggest smile on my face, like I owned the joint. This job is not just about housekeeping. It's about interacting with patient and guests. I would ask them, how you doing? What can I do to make you feel better? I would hand them extra pillows and blankets and glasses of water. And I get the humming and singing, I'm gonna make this shine good and look good. They'll tell me about their illness and we'll talk about God. And the chaplain would say, I need to come and join their team. My favorite place was in the ER in the trauma bay. Once back there, it was 5 gunshot victims that came in all at once. I was back there helping in any way I could, even putting bodies in body bags. I even cleaned around the patients so the families can come and identify them. I could take death when a patient died of natural causes. I can even clean a room with a recent deceased. But it was so hard seeing people come in dying of violence. In the ER, I could hold their hands and pray with the patients. I seen organs up close and personal. I swept the brain. I cleaned the blood. None of that bothered me. I've seen it all and I cleaned it all. But I take on other people's pain. It was so hard to look at someone knowing there was nothing I could do. And to hear the screams and the cry of another mother of a murdered victim. I got depressed. When I closed my eyes, I could see the faces of every young guy that came through there. I prayed to God for strength. I finally broke down and went to my managers and asked them to transfer me out of the ER. My manager said the nurses and the doctors needed me there because I did tremendous work. I tried explaining that I couldn't do it anymore. In desperation, I went to my doctor. I cried for 45 minutes, and my doctor placed me on 2 antidepressants and gave me a letter to give to my employer. In 2018, I was injured on a job. I would walk down a hallway in tears. I had surgery on both of my shoulders, hip and knee placements. Some workers walked out of here bent over from all the wear and tear, walking on the cement floor. I finally limped out of here. I'm 62 years of age. I have 7 children, 18 grand, and 4 great grand. I've been cleaning in the House of Healing for 15 years. I try to make the patient room pleasing in the sight of God. It makes me joyful to know that I lift up one spirit. Yes, I cried 1,000 tears in my life, but I'm joyful to know that I brought 1,000 smiles on people's faces. I wish I was still there.
Sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying. Hello, everybody. My name is Oshira, and I'm a living, walking testimony. One morning in 2012, I finished my job of cleaning in the trauma bay. I went home that evening and was shot 7 times, close range, by my ex. I ended up back in that same trauma bay that night as a patient. I came back to work 2 months later. I feel like I have a calling to share my story and work with women who are living through domestic violence. I've been cleaning and housekeeping for almost 20 years. Cleaning a hospital is not just a job. The hospital becomes your second home. Your coworkers, your second family. You get to touch people. You clean because it could be your grandmother, your mother, your father, or your child in that bed. It might even be you. I clean because I want to uplift everyone with my spirits. The day that I was shot wasn't the beginning of the problems I had with my ex. I had already started losing myself. I ignored a lot of red flags, but I don't think I ever thought he would try to kill me, especially with my kids in the house, 3, 4, and 11. He shot me at such close range, 1 foot away, that I knew there had to have been a guardian angel that took me under his wings. I never cried. I didn't want to give him the power. I thought, you will not make me cry no more. Then the ambulance came. They knew me and rushed me to the trauma bay. I was awoke and talking. I made them give me my phone so I could call out for work the next day. I didn't want them to cut off my clothes or give me needles. Someone saying, you were shot 7 times and you were afraid of needles? I had to calm down. I was in an adrenaline rush. I had nothing to think about except, are my kids okay? And then the shock wore off, and it burned. It burned like fire. 3 bullets are still lodged in my back. Luckily, me being big slowed the bullets down. I got so much love from housekeeping that I had to close my curtains because I knew so many people. Sometimes you have to go through something to know how strong you really are. My son's father was on the run for a month and a half before they caught him and put him in prison. He wanted me to bring our son up to visit. It took a while, but eventually we went. He was very apologetic and cried. He wanted us all to take a picture together. I didn't want to, but I'm glad I did, because it's a memory my son will always have. During them 9 years my ex was in prison, he worked on becoming a better version of himself. When the prison released him, he and I decided to get back together. I had to come clean to let my family know I was taking my man back. I knew it was going to come with criticism. Are you sure? Are you crazy? But my mom had almost lost 2 of her kids to gun violence. She didn't want me to accept them back, but it was important for me. I worked on forgiveness. After all the red flags, I wanted to wave the white one. 8 months after my ex moved back, he died of COVID. It's hard to work in the ER and see so many women going through domestic violence. When I cleaned around them, I realized someone had to clean up my blood. There are still so many people being shot and hurt. I try to uplift everyone with my spirits. As I clean, I pray for strength and courage to know what to say. I pray that they get well, because tomorrow isn't promised. When I talk to my kids about domestic violence, I also talk about forgiveness. When I gave my first testimony in church after I was shot, they told me that I had a higher purpose in life. They told me that God's angels was with me. My eyes are open now. Hello, world. I am here to love.
Feeling all the pain, feeling all the anger, leads to possibilities budding in my soul. Seeing all the pain, seeing all the anger, seeing those around me protect me with their love. Feeling all the pain, feeling all the anger, leads to possibilities budding in my soul. It seems that there's no ending. It seems that there's no ending. Tears wearing down the stone around my heart, breaking free and opening and setting free my love.
Sometimes you may have to drop a tear, or 2, or 2,000. I still may have 15,000 tears left to go. Cleaning in the hospital, you never know what someone's going through or when it's going to be their last day. I work on a medical intensive care unit where I clean rooms for patients mainly in a coma. At least 1 to 3 people die a day on my floor. When I see the men coming down the hall with the stretcher and the black tarp thrown over top of it, I tend to look the other way. Seeing death so close so often, it always affects me. And I get tired from it all, and tired from the sadness with the families. Sometimes cleaning on the MICU can actually be spiritual. I walk by, I say prayers for the patients, I talk to them, because even if they're in a coma, I feel they can hear me. I make little towel sculptures, little flower baskets, because even if the patient is asleep, it's something for the families to enjoy when they come in to visit. This job is a blessing. I used to do security at the federal courthouse, carrying a firearm, and then on to cleaning in hotels. But in security, I couldn't be soft. And in hotels, I found it wasn't that hospitable. So for me at the hospital, I feel my personality is more appreciated. I get a chance to be soft and caring with the patients and with their families. The other day, I met a pregnant homeless mother who was here giving birth to her 8th child. She was a recovering addict with 7 other children in the house. They were inducing her labor that day, and she was nervous, but I got a chance to talk to her and show her my caring spirit. I even gave her a hug. I gave birth to the first of my 3 children when I was only 15 years old. Growing up, my aunt raised me, and she passed away when I was 13. I felt so alone and so abandoned. I feel having my son so early was giving me someone to love and someone to love me back. Back then, my aunt used to take us to church every Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday. And I couldn't understand it then. But now I'm so thankful because I find myself praying for the patients, for their families. I even pray for all of us. My second son is autistic and nonverbal. And for a long time, my life was just making sure that he was learning and cared for, and someone always had to be at home. I didn't sleep much. I felt I had to do it all on my own. But when it gets too rough, you have to learn to let go and let God. When I made the decision to send my son into residential care, it took me 6 months before I could find any kind of happiness. But now when I see him and he's functioning as a grown man, not being babied by me, I know I made the right choice, and it makes me so happy. I work the 3 to 11:30 shift, and I have every other weekend and every other holiday off. I used to do a lot of overtime and doubles just to mask my pain, because if I was working and I was staying busy, I didn't have to think about any of the difficulties going on in my life. The other day, we had 11 call-outs. That meant our discharges were stacked right on top of each other. That put dispatch under pressure, and they put the pressure on us. But I feel cleaning and sanitizing is something that shouldn't be rushed. Some rooms have blood splatters and all kinds of germs we don't see. So I take my time and I use the ultraviolet light. Cleaning in the hospital is actually spiritual to me. No matter what it takes, even if it takes an hour, I make sure that things are sanitized and deodorized, because every patient could be our mother, our grandmother, or our child. Every patient could be either you or me. So I clean the way I do, because I know even if no one else is watching, I know that God is watching.
This piece is dedicated to
all the victims that lost their life through gun violence and the families they left behind.
To all the fallen housekeepers.
To all of those taking care of family members with disabilities.
To all those who suffer alone, you are not alone.
to those who grew up in group homes and foster homes, but you still found your way.
To all the grandmothers who taught us how to clean.
May we all be one in the house of healing.
Cleaning Cleaning in the house of healing has brought my soul around. Cleaning in the house of healing has brought my soul around. We witness your suffering and we don't pull away. We come to clean, we come to send a quiet prayer your way. A quiet prayer your way. Cleaning in the house of healing has brought my soul around. Cleaning in the house of healing has brought my soul around. Hello world, we're here to love. We give you our best. When will you appreciate that we could use some rest? We deserve some rest. We're growing, we're stretching, we're praying, receive